Hello everyone. Dominaria will be released in a couple of weeks, and finally we are entering in the final phase of the spoilers. Spoiler season, I think, is one of those couple of weeks that every player hypes up in spoiling and checking the cards of a new set. Dominaria was all spoiled because of a mistake done by Wizards of the Coast, and I believe that that was not really a mistake, but it was done on purpose, and I'm going to leave you in the description below a couple of links to my previous videos discussing the leaks of Dominaria, where I have discussed that the leaks were not a mistake but were done on purpose by Wizards of the Coast so that they'll alienate players from some of the problems. As I said, this is not related to any controversial arguments, but this is my second video regarding the spoilers of Dominaria. Dominaria, we will see Liliana. Liliana is on Dominaria because there is the last demon that has her contract, Belzenlok. This demon is the villain of this set, and we see Liliana that is going to fight Belzenlok to win her contract back. The cards that have been spoiled, we have a couple of sagas, Time of Ice. I have done also a video, and I'm going to leave in the description below, regarding the references to the Ice Age block in the art of this card. Check it if you want to learn more about all the characters that feature in this art. As regards to the card, I think it's a quite strong card. It's an uncommon. It gives you 2 turns that you can tap target creature and opponent controls, and the last chapter of the card, return all tapped creatures to their owner's hands. It's a nice wipeout card against any other player. Board the Weatherlight. It's an uncommon. 1 colorless, 1 white. Look at the top 5 cards of your library. You may reveal a historic card. Remember that historic cards are artifacts, legendaries and sagas among them, and put it into your hand. Put the rest in the bottom of your library in any order. Cabal Paladin, another uncommon, a 4/2. Whenever you cast a historic spell, Cabal Paladin deals 2 damage to each opponent. Caligo Skinwitch with Kicker. When Caligo Skinwitch enters the battlefield, if it's kicked, each opponent discards 2 cards. Knight of the Malice, first strike, hexproof from white. Knight of the Malice gets +1/+0 as long as any player controls a white permanent. This is an excellent sideboard card against players that play white. Merfolk Trickster, 2 blue, it has flash. When Merfolk Trickster enters the battlefield, tap target creature opponent controls, it loses all abilities until end of turn. This is, and I believe it's a very strong creature. It's a very strong card that lets you tap a creature, and this creature loses all abilities until end of turn. Cabal Evangel, a 2/2, 4/2. Powerstone Shard, 4/3. You add a colorless mana for each artifact you control named Powerstone Shard. This is one of those cards that I believe will feature in Tron decks, and if you have 2 or 3 of this in play, you can add a lot of colorless mana to your mana pool. It is also a good card against, if you play with Fireball type of cards, where you can do an amount of damage that is nearly unlimited. Rough Capashen Ship's Mage, a legendary creature. It is at an uncommon slot. This is very rare, and I think it is the first time that we have legendary creatures in the uncommon slot. It has flash, it has flying, and you may cast a historic spell as though they had flash. Remember, historics are artifacts, legendaries and sagas. I think it is a very strong card for blue and white control. Tiana, Ship's Caretaker, another legendary creature. This is also in the uncommon slot. It has flying, it has first strike. Whenever an aura or equipment you control is put into a graveyard from the battlefield, you may return that card to its owner's hands at the beginning of the next end step. Also a very good strong card. Slimefoot the Storeway. This is a legendary creature, it's a fungus. Whenever a sapling you control dies, Slimefoot the Stowaway deals 1 damage to each opponent and you gain 1 life. For 4 you can create a 1/1 green sapling creature. Also a very good strong card. Arvad the Cursed, a legendary creature. It is also uncommon, it has Death Touch, Lifelink, and other legendaries you control get +2/+2. This is a card that it's like a lord for legendary creatures. For the rare, we have Karn Temporal Sundering, a legendary sorcery. Target player takes an extra turn after this one. Return up to 1 target non-land permanent to its owner hand. Exile Karn's Temporal Sundering. You can have an extra turn by casting this card. The Mirari Conjecture, another saga. It has 3 chapters and 3 different abilities. First chapter, return target instant card from your graveyard to your hand. Second chapter, return target sorcery card from your graveyard to your hand. And until the end of turn, whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, you can copy it and choose other targets. Jora, weatherlight Captain. This is a mythic rare. It is a legendary creature, and whenever you cast a historic spell, you can draw a card. This is a very strong commander card. Yaya Ballard, this is a planeswalker. It reminds me a lot of Chandra, even the artwork. First ability, you add 3 red, and you can spend this mana to cast instant or sorcery spells. +1, you can discard up to 3 cards and then draw that many cards. Therefore you can discard 1, 2 or 3 and draw also 1, 2 or 3. And the last ability, you get an emblem. You may cast instant or sorcery cards from your graveyard. If a card cast this way would be put into a graveyard, exile it instead. Next planeswalker is Teferi. The first ability, you draw a card. At the beginning of the next end step, you untap 2 lands. The -3 ability, put target non-land permanent into its owner's library, third from the top. And the last ability, you get an emblem with whenever you draw a card, exile target permanent and opponent controls. Last ability, an extremely very strong card and a strong ability. This is the card that I believe will be the most chase card of this set, Mox Amber, and you add 1 mana of any color among legendary creatures or planeswalker you control. I think that this card will be the most expensive and most strong card in this set. We have also a vehicle. We have Weatherlight, finally a legendary mythic vehicle. It has 4, it has crew 3, it has flying, and whenever Weatherlight deals combat damage to a player, you look at the top 5 cards of your library, you may reveal a historic card from them and put into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in any order. It is a very strong vehicle, and I think this one will feature in a lot of standard decks. Last one, we have Demonlord Belzenlok. For 6, it's a legendary creature, it's a demon. It's the last demon that has Liliana's contract. It has flying and it has trample, and when Demon Belzenlok enters the battlefield, exile cards from your top of your library until you exile a non-land card. Then put that card into a land. If the card converted mana cost is 4 or greater, repeat this process. It deals 1 damage to you for each card you put into your hand. The next excellent card to draw multiple cards when you cast this creature. These are the spoilers of this video. Stay tuned to this channel for more spoilers about Dominaria and more interesting videos about Magic the Gathering. And don't forget to subscribe.